Meet Jane. Jane is a 5-year-old who came in with her parents and is being seen by her pediatrician, Dr. M. Changes. Jane has a 2-week history of edema. Her parents say that her entire body is swollen. Dr. Changes did a physical exam and ran some labs. Her urinalysis reveals a 5+ protein and an albumin to creatinine ratio of greater than 350 milligrams per mole. Jane's parents were curious about what was going on, so Dr. Changes decided to explain the process of proteinuria. Proteinuria is classified into 5 mechanisms: glomerular, tubular, overflow, functional, and orthostatic. Dr. Changes decided to focus her explanation on glomerular proteinuria since that is the most common cause in children. In order to understand glomerular proteinuria, Dr. Changes first decided to describe the glomerular capillary structure. There are 3 layers separating the urinary space from the capillary lumen. Closest to the capillary lumen is the endothelial cell layer with multiple fenestrations. Next is the glomerular basement membrane, or GBM, and finally, if we pass the GBM, is the podocyte layer that wraps itself around the glomerular capillaries. Normally, all 3 layers work together to form what is known as the glomerular filtration barrier. This barrier, in a healthy individual, facilitates the passage of plasma, water, and small solutes between the capillary lumen and the urinary space, while preventing larger molecules such as albumin from passing. The role of the GBM in this barrier is through its structure, a tightly interwoven mesh of collagen, laminin, agrin, and nitrogen that is thought to impart the size and charge selectivity properties of the filtration barrier. When any of these layers get damaged, either by a chronic insult or a genetic defect, it results in a barrier that can no longer efficiently filter out charged or large molecules. Therefore, when large amounts of protein are found in the urine, it can be an indication that one of these layers in the filtration barrier is somehow damaged or defective. Dr. Changes explained that there are 4 other mechanisms of proteinuria. Sometimes smaller proteins, such as immunoglobulin light chains, can pass through the filtration barrier, but are usually reabsorbed in the proximal tubule. Tubular proteinuria is when the reabsorption within the proximal tubule doesn't occur due to damage to the tubular cells, such as acute tubular necrosis. In overflow proteinuria, the cells of the proximal tubule are healthy, but there is simply too much protein to reabsorb. Overflow proteinuria can be caused by conditions such as multiple myeloma, where the body is producing massive amounts of immunoglobulin light chain. Another mechanism is functional proteinuria. Functional proteinuria occurs with an increased amount of renal blood volume. The increased amount of protein to the nephron can exceed the reabsorption capacity of the proximal tubule, resulting in small amounts of proteinuria. Functional proteinuria will resolve when renal blood flow returns to normal.
Created using Powtoon.